We are here to manifest a new earth. But what does it mean exactly? And how do we create it? Welcome to Let's Get Inspired, where I share with you a different perspective I have been developing throughout my life, always looking for a way to heal division. I am so grateful for your presence, and my desire is for this moment together to be a source of inspiration for your path. I am Gwenalide Woods, a seeker of wholeness, and know deep in my heart that we can restore harmony. Today, I am sharing my perspective on awareness, which is expanding due to our awakening. I am very fond of it and see it as the doorway to remembrance, the remembrance of wholeness, of life, which is core to our awakening. Now, of course, awareness does not happen all at once, but comes in stages. And I think it is important to remember this, because at the beginning, becoming aware can be very painful as we witness the great dysfunction of our world. While it is important to validate, we don't want to get lost in the pain. We want to keep supporting the manifestation of our new earth. The process we go through to support this manifestation is what dissolves pain and suffering. Our culture is not the only reality, and awareness helps us remember this. So indeed, we want to keep expanding it. See, our awakening is about reclaiming wholeness, and awareness helps us know what this means. It raises our consciousness so that we can start to co-create with the invisible side of life again. You know how it is said to remember who we are? Well, our partnership with the invisible is part of who we are. And our awakening is here to support the reweaving of this forgotten part. That is what wholeness is all about. It includes visible and invisible. We are in the process of reviving this inclusion, and on the way supporting deep healing within, as we realign with a much bigger reality. And it can be quite magical too. So this is what expanding our awareness is all about, helping us remember that what is invisible, like intuition, synchronicity, guidance, and so much more, are all very normal parts of life. And they do not happen by chance. No, they happen when we are aligned. Becoming aware, we can tune to this consciously by connecting to our knowing and aligning with the resonance felt through our senses. And voila, we are consciously co-creating. We are never alone. It is impossible. There is so much support coming from the invisible side, and we are meant to be in relationship, as much as our body is meant to be in relationship with our breath. Can you see the interaction between the body being visible and breath invisible? That's how intimately connected we are to the other side of life. And it holds information we cannot generate ourselves, simply because indeed nothing works alone. It can be tricky to trust because we are not used to this relationship anymore. But you know what? Actually, it is not about trust. It is about knowing, which is to be found within. Trust is a belief. We give our power away when we trust, because it is based on what someone else says, while knowing is a direct experience. You don't trust that fire burns, you know because you have experienced it. Well, one of the importance of raising our awareness is so that we can become conscious of our inner knowing. And what is inner knowing? It is not something we own. It is something we tap into, a deep pool of knowledge. You could say it is like a library where we go for insights and guidance. We all have one, but forgot this side of ourselves. And since it already exists within, it is a remembrance. The great news is that it is very accessible since we have it within. So there is nowhere to go, nothing to buy or learn, nothing to do, but practice listening to our feelings, the language of this knowing. Yes, due to our forgetting, getting to recognize it is a practice. And a big part of it is to validate what we sense. We all have experienced the magic of life in small or big ways. You know, like this unexpected moment of synchronicity, or this solution that comes out of nowhere at the last minute. How about a message gliding through the mind while walking in nature? The more you practice validating these moments as normal part of life, the more you strengthen your inner knowing, which allows you to welcome and interact with these magical moments. It is this very reintegration that transforms us, as it has the power to diffuse fears. How? Well, expanded awareness gives space to light. In fact, I would even say that it is light itself, and light diffuses darkness, does it not? Simply put, expanding awareness lifts the veil. We have been taught to rely only on the outside, when actually the doorway is within. Here is a very obvious example. When flying, we are reminded of the importance of putting our oxygen mask on before helping anyone else. Well, this is exactly the same. Going within and aligning with our knowing and life, we can then help, because this will first transform us as it raises our energy. And it is our raised energy that makes all the difference. You have what it takes. You know why? Because you are what it takes. Only by going within and experiencing it will you know. And awareness has the power to reveal this to you. So yes, raising our awareness is very important. Not only does it greatly support our relationship with the invisible, but it also heals inner division as we become conscious and work on realigning ourselves with the wholeness of life. The other thing it offers is access to choice, as it will make different perspectives visible. So practice day in and day out, raising your awareness and aligning with your knowing. Bring light and magic back in your everyday life by validating these moments of insights, inspiration, and synchronicity. They are messages from the unseen working with you, as real as your breath, and supporting your life as much as your breath supports your body. Our partnership with the invisible uplifts our energy and connects us to joy and well-being, essential ingredients for harmony. I am sure that if you look back, you can start to remember many of these moments. Well, look closer, and you will notice how they were working with you. You will notice how you felt in the flow, connected and guided. An exercise like this is a very good way to support your awakening. It can help you feel your alignment with life and nurture your remembrance. We are meant to interact with life in this way. So be daring, raise your awareness, and befriend your inner knowing. It has so much to share and has the power to heal your inner conflicts. As you expand your awareness, you are weaving light back in, diffusing fears, pain, and division. You are reclaiming wholeness. You are remembering who you are. You are coming home in alignment with all that is, in alignment with the vibrancy of life. That is how important raising awareness is. So welcome all these magical moments by becoming conscious that they are your relationship with life. They are meant to be part of your life as they support your path. And this support is not because you are not good enough. It is because it brings information you have no access to any other way. Why? Because we are not isolated. We are part of life. Yes, there is a dialogue going on, which is essential. Think of a tree. Why does it stand strong? Because there are so many other parts working with it. What would happen if we were to put it in mid-air, all by itself? Can you see how it could not exist this way? Because it could not interact anymore. Does this mean it is not good enough or lacking something? Of course not. It means it is part of something bigger, and for all to work, needs to be connected. Well, the same goes for our relationship with the invisible, and our magical moments are part of this connection. Just like a tree, we are whole indeed. Nothing is missing, and we are good enough. However, again, just like a tree, our wholeness is meant to be in partnership with life. Why is it so obvious when looking at a tree, but not so easy to grasp when looking at ourselves? Because we have been trained to get our needs met from the outside. We have to work to fulfill our needs, when actually it goes the other way around. Look at the tree again. Does it work at fulfilling its needs? No, it receives, and then will share. Our culture is based on give and take, while life is based on receiving and sharing. So, our challenge does not come from not being good enough, but from having forgotten that we are life's partners. It is not about working for life, but working with life. It is a partnership, a flow of receiving and sharing. You can so clearly see this when observing the tree. Can you see how this give and take has brought us to where we are now, and how this is what needs to shift? How do we transform it? We shift our perspective to include the invisible. We go within to connect to our knowing, where we can be guided to aligned actions. We validate our magical moments, recognizing their support. We open ourselves to receive the nurturing, abundant flow of life. We raise our awareness to once more become conscious of our powerful partnership with life. We are in such good company, and this remembrance is our awakening. The more you validate your relationship with the invisible, the more confident you will be, rediscovering your inner abilities. Life is not the culture, it is so much more, and that is what we are reclaiming. The place to go for remembrance is within. You are the only one able to know what is truth to you. The only one who can heal your pain. Healing cannot come from the outside. It is a realignment which takes place within. And you know what? You do not do it alone. Guess what else is within you and part of your relationship with life? Your soul. As you expand your awareness, you will start to remember and feel your soul and the deep love it has for you. As you know, our soul is already aware and very connected to all that is. It is the human side we are awakening. Our soul is light. Light is life. And my latest experience in meditation offered the insight that life is love. Therefore, my deduction is that our soul is love. Can you start to feel now how indeed we are so not alone? We have so much support within. A soul that loves us deeply and a pool of knowledge connecting us to all that is. With a shift of perspective, you can see that we are not separate, but individuated and connected through the invisible. And this is what your expanded awareness helps you know. We can absolutely transform ourselves, and therefore our culture, And awareness is key. So when it gets challenging, remember to shift your perspective so that you can include the invisible. Tune within and be inspired by all your magical moments. It is this conscious interaction that is manifesting on New Earth. The invitation of our awakening is to remember this and realign ourselves. Can you see how this can only come from within? And as we each practice this reintegration, our culture will inevitably completely transform. Becoming conscious of this is the power of our expanding awareness. I would say that it is worth our attention and focus, don't you think? So thank you for your presence, your courage, and your willingness. We can do this, We absolutely have what it takes. May my knowing inspires your knowing. And until we meet again, sending much love and gratitude for all you do, like me, to manifest on your earth.